Alright, thanks for joining me back today. We are going to be working a stitch pattern that's called the offset V-stitch. So what you need to do is chain in multiples of 3 and then add 1. Okay, so right now I've got my chain, and what I'm going to do is double crochet in the 4th from the hook. And then I'm going to skip 2. Okay, and then what you want to do is work a V-stitch into the next stitch. So you want to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the same stitch, and that is your V-stitch. And you want to do that to the last 3 chains. So you're going to skip 2, work a V-stitch in the next stitch, skip 2, and work a V-stitch in the next stitch. Okay, and that should leave you with 3 chains. You want to skip 2, and then you're going to do a double crochet into that last chain. Okay, so that's what you're going to have. That's your first row. There's only 2 rows to this stitch, so it's very simple. So now for row 2, you want to chain up 4, and you're going to double crochet into the same stitch. And then what you want to do is V-stitch into the second double crochet of the next V-stitch. Okay, so here's your first V-stitch. You have your chain 1, and then your second V-stitch. So we're not going into the chain 1. All you're going to do is double crochet into the second V-stitch, okay, or the second post of your first V-stitch. So basically what you want to do is you have your double crochet, the starting chain here. What you're going to do is skip that first double crochet, skip that chain 1, and go into that second post of that double or that V-stitch. And then you want to make a V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and V-stitch. Double crochet in that same stitch, sorry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to work that all the way across. So you want to skip that next double crochet of that V-stitch and work a V-stitch into the second leg of that V-stitch. A lot of V-stitching. Okay, that's your second one. And do that again. So here's your next V-stitch. Skip the first double of it, skip the chain 1, and go into that last double crochet of that V-stitch, and work yourself a V-stitch. And now what you're going to do is skip this double crochet here, and then you're just going to double crochet into your turning chain. And that's pretty much all that there is to work in the offset V-stitch. And if you look at it, the V-stitches are staggered. They're not in the centers of each other. They're at an angle. So again, all you're going to do now is repeat row 2. So you want to chain up 4, and then double crochet right into the same stitch. And now you're just going to start working in the second post of each V-stitch. So skip your first post and that chain 1 and work into that second leg of that V-stitch and make your V-stitch. Very fast working up stitch, and it's very simple as long as you're putting your stitch in the correct post, then you'll have this one knocked out of the park. So skip that next post and go into the second leg of this next V-stitch. Do the same in the next. So here's the second leg, and that's where I'm going to work. Okay, you want to skip this double crochet and double crochet into that turning chain. Okay, kind of unique. I'll do this one more time. So chain 4, double crochet into the same stitch, and now working the second double crochet of the V-stitch. And it would work with a single crochet V-stitch, half double crochet V-stitch, triple crochet V-stitch. Any V-stitch, it should work just fine, because you're really not changing the stitch, you're just changing the location of where you're putting the stitch. So it's not going to affect which stitch you use as far as the height of that stitch. Okay, skip this next double crochet and double crochet into your turning chain. And see how fast that works up? And it is an open stitch. It is a V-stitch pattern. It's just they're going at a diagonal angle. Okay, and once again, this is your offset V-stitch. Till next pattern and next tutorial, happy hooking!